Okay, everybody. Hope we're all having a good day today. So we are back here again in the barn. It's getting colder outside. It's funny now that fall is starting. We are working on our graph theory, so I hope you guys had a little bit more fun with doing the Euler circuits and Hamiltonian cycles. I always thought it was a kind of a nice break from everything else that's so mathy. And we've got another lecture that is similar to that today. So today we're going to talk about trees. Now, these are mathematical trees, not like the trees outside. I could take you for a tour outside and we could see all the trees in my yard, but that's not what we're looking at here. So in math, we say a tree is a graph that is completely connected but has no circuit or circuits. So remember that we're in this section, so when we're talking about graph, we're not talking about like the graph of a line or a graph of a parabola or plotting points. Remember that what we're looking at here are these, drawings. Okay, so that was the first one we worked with last time, so we can put it up there as well, okay? So remember that that's what we're talking about as a graph. Now, the idea behind a circuit means that you start at one point and you can go around and you can come back to that point. So a circuit closes the space in the graph. So there are lots of circuits in this particular graph. Okay, so this is not a tree. Not a tree. Okay, so definitely different than what we were doing last time. Okay, now the most common tree that we all as people have heard about, hopefully, is the family tree. And most people's family tree is an actual tree. Everybody is connected and there are no circuits. Now there are a couple families that are a little bit iffy here, but basically think about this. If you have like, here are your great grandparents, and then you've got, wait a minute, what am I doing? I'm doing my tree upside down. Doing my tree upside down. Where's my, there's the thing. That doesn't work that way. Sorry about that. So you've got okay, you could have something like this, and this could be you right here. Okay, so then you have siblings. These guys over here would be your cousins. Okay, but these cousins are a little bit removed. Here are your parents. Here are your grandparents. And here are your great-grandparents. This is your great aunt or uncle. Okay, but the idea is that as a family tree, every branch juts off and hopefully it starts a new branch. So you might see something in kind of a weird family that might look a little bit like this. So what happens if we did something like that? Okay, well, unfortunately, what that would imply, and I know this seems kind of gross, but what that would imply is that your great-grandparents and your great aunt or uncle, okay, one or the other, your greats or your grandparents, got together, so brother and sister got together to have a baby, okay? So, and we know that especially like in some royal families and definitely in the past, this most definitely happened, that's interbreeding. But the idea is most family trees don't look like that, and they end up looking like this. Now notice, there is no circuit there at all. Every vertex is touched, but there is no circuit going on. Okay, so that's the idea behind a family tree. So in our working with this, we're not going to work with the family trees as much, but if you look at the handout that I gave you from last time, remember, we have this one, it looks like a water spigot. So I'm just going to draw, that's my water spigot there. Yeah, drip, drip. Okay, and the idea behind this one was there are a bunch of sprinklers. Okay, so if there are a bunch of sprinklers all spread out here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so how many do we have? We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So a garden has 16 sprinklers that need to be attached to the water source. Do this by creating a tree. All right, so the water source is here, okay, that's like, the main water out of the road, and you need to hook up all 16 of your sprinklers. Well, one way that you could do that is you could go from the water source and you could make a line to every single sprinkler. All right, you getting my idea here? Now, as we look at that, are we creating a tree? Oops, I missed that sprinkler. So have we created any circuits in there? And assume there's enough space in here that Anyway, get the idea? So we definitely can create a tree going on here, but if you look at that tree is a little bit of a mess, isn't it? Imagine if that was your garden, okay? Do you want somebody putting that many pipes into your garden? Okay, so this is a tree, yes, okay, definitely a tree, but might there be a better one? Now, if they just asked you to draw a tree, then you're done, okay? You drew a tree. But this is why I give you more than one to practice with. But another way to do this would be, could we go from the water source and then we do a main pipe like this, and then could we go over here and then down and down? And here, could we just go down and down? And over here, maybe we'll go all the way across, go down, down, and then across, across. Okay. Now, is everybody connected again? Yes. Do we have any circuits? No. Okay. So this, if you were thinking about putting in this gardening system, the sprinkler system, would definitely not tear up the lawn as much or the garden as much. Okay, now you may have decided to do this a different way. You could have come over to here and then gone different directions, made different little things. But the one thing that we want to keep from doing is we want to keep from doing that. Okay, you're going to have to hold on a second, you guys. I can hear that I have a baby chick that is either dying or is away from its mother. So sorry about that. Let's take a break.